my name's Andy, and on today's video we're going to replace the output shaft seal in the back of my transmission in my 1966 Mustang. I have a Borg Warner T10 side loader 4-speed, and it's dripping off the back of the seal, and I think it's time to replace that. So let's get under there and get her done. Alright, now that the car's jacked up, next thing we want to do is we want to take off the drive line where it connects up to the rear differential, because we're going to pull the drive shaft out and this needs to be decoupled so we can do that. So we'll just take a 1/2 inch wrench and undo these U-bolts on the back here. Oh, you got to put the car in neutral or you can't spin the drive line. Before we pull this out, you can probably see that I've got a leak from the pinion shaft on the rear diff. I'm actually thinking about upgrading this to a different third member, so there's no point in replacing this seal if I'm just going to replace this whole system anyways. Okay, now that this is all done, we can just kind of move it that way just a little bit, and that'll pop it out of this yoke, and then we can drop this axle down. Right now it's just resting on the H pipe of the exhaust, so I'm going to go to the other end and pull it out of the transmission. Alright, before I pull this out, you can see that it's leaking here from the seal, and it's a good idea just to have a bowl or something underneath here. I intentionally jacked the car up so that the transmission and everything's kind of tilted that way, and to make any fluid kind of maybe go that way, just to reduce the amount of fluid that's going to drip out of this. Not so much when we pull the driveline, but when we pull that seal. We'll probably still get some out of there, but that's why we're going to have this bowl in place. So we'll just go ahead and just slide this out. And just like that. And then we can just go ahead and set this aside for now. Oh, see, there is some leak there. All right. So what we're going to try to do here is try to pull out this old seal, try to peel it out with a screwdriver. Since we don't need this seal anymore, it's not a big deal that we damage it. I don't have the perfect tool for pulling this seal out, so we're going to use a flathead screwdriver and a hammer and cross our fingers. Oh, well, breaking the tip of your screwdriver off in there is not what I had planned. Huh, okay. What we got going on now, I was able to get the tip of the screwdriver underneath there and just kind of twist it, which pries it up, and just kind of work your way around the edges and just kind of slowly just kind of work at it. Oh, and then it pops out just like that. While we're still here, let's just kind of wipe this off and clean this out a little bit. That orange stuff that's, you probably still can't see, there's a little bit of orange paint from the bearing housing still in there. That's not going to hurt anything. What we do want to do is get it off, get the oil off everything that it had dripped on, and get that all cleaned up and get it ready to go so we can put the new seal in. Alright, so here's the seal that we pulled out of there. You can see kind of where I had punctured it a little bit with the screwdriver trying to knock this thing out. What you want to do is double check the measurement, the diameter of the outside diameter of this, and then also the diameter of the seal, to make sure it goes with what you have purchased. A guy had purchased this unit here, and these are clearly not the same seal. So what I need to do is take this back to Napa and replace, and tell them this is obviously not the one I need one of these, and you bring it with you. It's not perfect anymore because I had damaged this edge, but really the diameter is going to be close, and when they measure that, they're going to know exactly which one they need. And so let's take this back and get the right one ordered. All right, back from the parts store. So this is the bearing that we pulled out, or the seal. So I went to 3 different parts stores, and the best thing I could find were 2 seals that don't look like this. This one here it's a flush mount style, and while the OD is correct and the ID is correct, the style of the rubber boot inside here is not the same style. It's hard to tell, but there's kind of that fluted edge in there, and that helps keep the oil in the transmission as the drive shaft spins. Those little fingers, that little fluted area keeps the oil in. This one doesn't have that. And it doesn't have that flange on the edge, which keeps me from over sinking this thing into the transmission. The next closest thing I could find is this guy, and again, the ID or the OD matches, the ID matches. It has that same fluted, it's hard to see, but it's got that same design on the side here. And then it's got this dust jacket, this dust boot, to keep any debris and stuff off of the shaft. So the combination of, it's got the better designed seal, the flange, and the dust boot, I'm thinking that this is the better option. That other seal that I had, it was 20 bucks for that seal. This was 5, this was 10, so I mean, in the end, I'm still better off with these 2. And so we're gonna put this one in and see if it works. Again, the important part is the diameters match, and also then the design of the flange. So let's get this guy put in, and then we'll take it from there. So the next step is to just go ahead and seat this in here. And I don't have a seal driver for this diameter. I'm sorry, I have one for this, but I don't have one that can clear this boot. So what we're gonna do is just use a hammer and just tap the edges of this in until she's sitting in there. Okay, and once you've got that seated in there, everything's nice and flush, everything looks good, we can go ahead and put the driveline back in. But before you want to do that, some of the oil that dripped out is a good lubricant to put on the driveline as you slide it in here, so that seal gets a little bit of oil on it as you put that driveline in. And then I think we'll just rest it on the H-pipe of the exhaust for now until we get back and hook up that yoke. All right, the installation of this end of the drive shaft is the same as we just took it off. We just need to put this back inside there, put the U-bolts back on, and we're good to go. All right, and that's done. All right, that's another easy one done. Pretty simple. In fact, I spent more time looking for that seal between the various part shops I went to than actually doing the work. That thing goes in and out pretty easily. You saw in the video how simple it was. Anybody could put that in with a flathead screwdriver and a hammer is all you really need. And then jacking up the back of the car brings all that oil to the front of the transmission, which helps, keep all that oil off the back end so you're not spilling it everywhere. We did lose a couple of drops, but we're okay with that. All right, that takes care of that. Thanks for sticking with me. We'll see you in the next one.